Glad you made it back, everybody, to the Chris Salcedo Show. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, they have secured, get this, $130 million in federal funds to promote illegal immigration as New York City deals with the exploding illegal immigration crisis created by Joe Biden and his regime. Democrat turned independent, although she really is still a Democrat, folks. Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema, she's furious. She told a Yuma County Roundtable, quote, the fact that a yeoman's amount of this money went to New York City, in my opinion, is wrong because they are not a border state and they are not facing the kind of pressure that we are facing. I want you to know that I am continuing to fight this, and I am livid. She's very angry, folks. See, she's very angry with Democrats, even though she is one. Joining me now is senior law enforcement analyst and Heritage Foundation visiting fellow, and former acting CBP Commissioner Mark Morgan, and Vice President of the National Border Patrol Council, Chris Cabrera. Welcome to you, gentlemen. Mark, what message does it send to struggling border states when Democrat-run New York City receives $130 million to deal with a Democrat intentionally caused border crisis?
First of all, it's insanity, and here's why it's insanity. Rather than actually fix and address the issue, rather than secure our borders to stem the flow of illegal immigration, to stem the flow of drugs, criminals, and potential national security threats pouring across our porous border, the Democrats' response and answer is always to throw more money at it after it's already happened. Here, let me give you a quick example. So the roof of your house is torn off during a tornado, and it starts to rain. And so you call a water mitigation team in to start repairing your water-damaged furniture and your water-soaked carpet while it's still raining and you have no roof. That's not a strategy, Chris. That's insanity.
Yeah, indeed. And Mr. Cabrera, let's not forget, Kyrsten Sinema voted for the Democrats' $1.7 trillion spending bill that blocked any funds for securing our border, as did the senior senator from Texas, John Cornyn. The bill didn't allow money to be spent to stop illegal immigration, only to facilitate illegal immigration. Now more money is being sent to non-border states and border cities to help promote more illegal immigration. Wouldn't it be, wouldn't it save a lot of money and a lot of time just to actually stop illegal immigration at the border? Wouldn't that make more sense?
Yeah, I think that's something we've been pushing on for over 10 years now to get this problem under control, and to send that type of money to New York City, a city of that size, with the amount of resources that they have at hand. And in the meanwhile, they're dealing with just a fraction of what we deal with every day down here. And we see nothing. Our communities are under 100,000 people, and we're struggling to keep up. Our vehicles are falling apart. We don't have what we need, yet they're sending it to the largest city in the United States to help them out. It makes no sense.
It is a slap in the face, and that's a great point. All of you folks in most of the Latino communities down there on the borders, just know all of your taxpayer money is going to help these elitists, these socialists up in New York City, so they can deal with the scant few individuals who are coming through compared to what you guys get on a daily basis. Mark, over the weekend, 491 wannabe illegal aliens were discovered in a hidden roadside compound outside the city of Puebla, Mexico, along a popular smuggling route. Over half of them were children, 52 of them unaccompanied. Democrat-run Houston is now the #1 city for sex trafficking of women and children in Texas. And a whistleblower testimony incriminates our very own government as delivering children into the hands of known slavers. It turns my stomach. I think it turns the national stomach. Is there a majority, do you think, Mr. Morgan, in the country or the Congress that opposes the United States government partnering with narco-terrorists to sell children into sex slavery?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, your question is ridiculous, right? I mean, the answer is clearly we should be united as a nation to stop this, but we're not, because this White House and the liberal media continually lies and covers for this administration. This is one of the big lies. What you described is nothing new. This is happening. This is going to continue to happen. Right now, because of our open borders, it's not just Americans are dying from drug overdoses and poison. It's not just Americans that are dying at the hands of illegal aliens. It's not just the fact we could have a sleeper cell plan the next terrorist attack in the United States. Open border, guess who also suffers? The migrants. In the past 29 months, over 1,900 dead migrants have been found at our borders. Doctors Without Borders have said up to 30% of young women and children are sexually assaulted and raped on their journey up here. And as you know, countless have been thrust into life of trafficking. So our borders, this is not about simply trying to save American lives, but secure borders also save the lives of migrants. And that's a dirty little secret that this administration won't be honest with American people about.
Yeah. And you know what? It seems the regime is sending the message, hey, you know what? We don't care how many people get raped or abused. You know what? Our policies are going to stay the same. Mr. Cabrera, while New York City receives millions, Biden's DOJ is suing Governor Greg Abbott and the state of Texas for setting up these floating border barriers in the Rio Grande. And Mexico is joining in, alleging that bodies that washed up next to one of the buoys were actually killed by the buoys. That was the suggestion. The Texas border czar, Mike Banks, I should say, told me that that's a complete lie. The buoys are monitored 24/7. Nobody has dared challenge those buoys since they were installed. What's your take on the floating border barrier system in the Rio Grande?
You know, I think it's doing its job. It's unfortunate that the governor of the great state of Texas had to step in and do the federal government's job. Maybe that's where Biden should be sending $130 million to, is to the state of Texas, since they're the only ones taking a proactive approach to protecting our borders. And, you know, if a buoy's there and it's telling, you know, the message it's sending is don't try to cross through here. You're not going to make it. If you go through there, you're taking your life in your own hands. I do believe what Mr. Banks said is correct, that they are monitored and they haven't been tested. Most likely what had happened is somebody drowned upriver and floated down into that, which happens quite a bit. Many people die crossing that river every year. People don't realize how dangerous that river can be. And that's why we're trying so hard to stop the flow, because many women, children, and grown men don't make that trip to completion. And it's a shame when you have one loss of life, not to mention 1,900 losses of lives.
And shame on the socialist government of Mexico, the narco-terrorist run government of Mexico, for trying to get rid of a legitimate deterrent in an effort to facilitate more illegal immigration into our country. Mark Morgan, Chris Cabrera, appreciate the time, guys.